Hi, this is Nikki with Nikki's Knickknacks. This is Jake, the big bonehead. Always gotta be photobombing my videos. Anyways, big baby. Go on. Hey, go on. Go lay down. Anyways, big pain in the butt is what he is. Anyways, now he's telling me he's lucky he's cute. Found this at one of my boxes. This is all stuff from the auction last Thursday. The one that I showed you the video of. Found this. I have a planter just like this too, so maybe I'll double them up or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's California pottery, always collectible. It did have, well, right there, break in it there, but somebody will still buy it. They love that stuff at California. Most of my California pottery that I sell, I usually sell it to the people in California. That's always the people that bid on it. Anyways, here's a donut maker, vintage, of course. I'm seeing them go on there for $5 to $8, so hopefully I'll get that. You know me and my smalls. I like my smalls. Nice little vintage. What do you call this? A strainer. Dirt. Anyways, you know, I do really well with old kitchen stuff, like old meat forks, old spoons, all this kind of stuff. It goes really well on eBay. Now, yeah, because I sell small stuff, so we're talking $10, but still, you know. And flatware, I mean, always does well. And so anytime I can pick up some old flatware, which the other night at the auction, I really wanted the box of flatware, but it went too high. Somebody wanted it definitely more than me. But Sheila was probably willing to pay more because she's probably going to use it, where I'm just going to sell it. So anyways, I got a St. Louis coffee mug. Looks like somebody tried to sell it for 50 cents. It's got a lot of crazing inside, so I'm not sure how much I'll get out of it. I thought at first I'd probably get about $10 out of it, but with all that crazing, I don't know. But I bet I'll get at least 5, as that's a nice big coffee mug. So I'm hoping I get 10, but I'm gonna try listing it for 10, I think. You know, I want to talk a little bit about smalls again. I talked a little bit about them in my last video, and well, with the small things, you know, sometimes, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're no good. You don't make enough money off of them. And like I said in my last video, that, you know, hey, that keeps me going. You know, if I sell a whole bunch of small stuff, it all adds up. Anyways, I do really well with the small stuff. And with the small stuff, what I use that for is where I was going with this whole conversation in the first place, is I use the small stuff in auctions, list them in auctions, because then, you know, I got those in a pile of $1 or $2, maybe at the most $5, but I don't usually pay that much. So if they only go for, you know, a couple of bucks plus shipping, as long as they're paying for shipping, I'm not out anything. But then I've got that auction going, and people are looking at that auction and they're like, hey, I like this thing, because obviously they did, because they clicked on it. And some of these beautiful pieces that I list, you know, it really attracts the, you know, people to it. And when they click on the auctions, that's what draws people to your store. So, you know, don't say too much about smalls. They have many different things that they can do for you. Anyways, here's an old, so I know what this is. It's an old-time knife sharpener. I bet I could get $15-20 for that. It's pretty heavy, pretty nice. Here's an old potato ricer. These are going for about $10-15 on eBay. I know that because when I looked up my antique potato ricer, these were the ones that I always saw. This video is going to be too long. Anyways, here's an old roller. I bet probably $5. I don't know. And my fun item of the day. I bid on a box just for this. It's a urinal, a metal urinal, men's metal urinal, old time. Hopefully it was clean the last time. Anyways, it's a Jones. And I was so dang excited. My husband left the auction early because I told him, I said, there's a box over there with a urinal in it. And he's like, what? And I was like, it's an antique metal urinal. I said, and it's going for like $20 on eBay. I said, so that's the box I want to get. So, I'm pretty excited because I only spent about $20 at the auction that night, and this is worth $20. So this urinal is gonna pay for my auction night. Everything else will be profit. So anyways, I was so excited about this when I won it. As soon as I won it, I texted my husband, I got my urinal. Anyways, gotta have fun. That's it for this one. This is already 6 minutes, so I've got some more stuff to show you. I'll just put it on another video. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks.